everybody. Today's topic is we are going to discuss about early Vedic period sources and political organization. Under this heading, we are going to discuss the following subheadings: Introduction, the Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishad political organization. The conditions of ancient Aryan in India referred from the Vedic literature. Rig Veda was the oldest Vedic literature. It is not a historical document, but it helps us to reconstruct the history of early Aryans. The Aryan civilization was emerged in Sabda Sindhu, which is located in modern Punjab. And also some of the references regarding the rivers in the Rig Vedic literature, such as Indus, Sohan, Zeelam, Chenab, Ravi, Pyas, Satluj, Saraswati, Jamuna, Ganga, Sarayu. The Rig Veda also contains references to cities and mountains also, such as cities like Kabul, Swat, and mountains Himalaya and its peak. But there is no references regarding the Vindhyas. Aryans, they lived like a tribal life in the villages, and Vedas are the most important source to understand about the ancient Aryans and their civilization. We know very well about that. Veda means knowledge. The sources of the Vedic period are classified like Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishad. The Vedas are collection of hymns, prayers, charms, and sacrificial formula. There are 4 kinds of Vedas are there, such as Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharvana Veda. The Rig Veda, it is a collection of hymns. Yajur Veda, it is a collection of sacrificial formula. And Sama Veda, it is a collection of songs mostly taken from the Rig Veda. Atharvana Veda, it is a collection of spells and charms. So among these 4 Vedas, Rig Veda is considered as the oldest Veda. The next one is the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are the prose text. It contains details about meaning of Vedic hymns and stories of their origin. It is also contains details about rituals and philosophy during the early Vedic period. These are partially included in the Brahmanas, such as Aranyakas and Upanishad. They embody philosophical meditations of the hermits and ascetics. Mostly the Aranyakas and Upanishad, which talks about the ascetic life of the hermits. And the Vedas are called as Abharisya, which means it is not created by man. And some of the reputed scholars, they gave their different opinion about the period for Vedic. Max Muller was the first reputed scholar who concluded that Rig Veda must have been composed around 1200 to 1000 BC. Following him, Balagangadhar Tilak, who dated to Rig Veda to 6000 BC, and according to Hermann Jacobi, who dated for the Vedic civilization which flourished between 4500 to 2500 BC, and R.K. Mukherjee, who opinion that the period of Rig Veda is 2500 BC. And finally, another one reputed scholar, G.C. Pandey, who viewed that the Rig Veda which flourished from 3000 BC. And the above said the sources which are all helped for to reconstruct the early Vedic period. And following the sources, we are going to discuss about the political organization. The family, which is also called as Kula, it is the smallest unit. It included all the people living under the same roof, which is called Kula, family or Griha. The head of the family members was eldest male in that family. The following the family, the village is another one important organ, which is also called as Grama. The several families made up of the Grama. The head of the Grama was Gramani. Following that, the next one is the clan, Vis. The head of the Vis was called Vishyabadi. Then the people, which is also called as Jana. Larger than Vis was called Jana. The king is also protector of Jana. The hereditary monarchy was the normal form of government. The king was elected democratically by the assembly people, that is called Jana. The country, which is also called as Rashtra. The kingdom, Rashtra, were generally small state ruled by king, who is also called as Rajan. The king was assisted by number of Purahidars and other officials. For the service of the king in the country, who was paid Bali, which is a kind of gift, voluntary gift or tribute. This gift might be come from own people or defeated people. And some of the important royal officials also were there during the early Vedic period, who assisted to the king in order to run the government. The first one is Purahida, who was a chief priest and minister, and also he was the advisor for the king. The second one is Senani, who was a chief army. And third one is Gramani, who was the head of the village. And fourth one is Todas, envoy. And fifth one is Spas. In the political organization, during the early Vedic period, there were two popular assemblies existed, such as Sabha and Samiti. Samiti was an assembly of the whole tribes, and Sabha was an assembly of the village. In the Sabha, only royal people can take part. So, according to this, in the administrative structure, the early Vedic period, the Brahmanas and other people, they ruled the country in a administrative structure manner. So above said the sources also consulted to understand the subject matter of early Vedic period. Thank you very much.